Hello everyone, you're most welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes. Today we are going to make a bubu dress. We are going to put a kohl on it, but we are going to draft with a pattern. Okay? Yeah, so we are going to use a pattern to draft our bubu dress, then we shall cut on fabric later. Give me a minute. Then we can see what to do. Okay, so give me 1 minute, I finish here, then we can begin. Yes, so how is everyone doing? How is life? Happy New Year to everyone. You're most welcome. This is Echo Stitches by Grace. So give me 1 minute, I check something here, then we can begin. Yeah. All right. Okay. So how is everyone? How are you? Welcome to the new year. All right, so I'm not going to waste much of your time. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. So I'll make the pattern, I'll cut, but I'll not sew. Yeah, maybe I'll sew, I don't know. Depends on the time I get. So we are going to draft the front and the back, but for the bubu dress we can draft the front and the back together. Okay, since it's a bubu dresses are free, you can draft the front and the back parts on the same, using the same pattern paper. So let's begin. Yes, as always I mark a starting point. Let me use this paper and I'll use it for both the front and the back. Okay, so I always mark a starting point, that is my shoulder line. Right, so I'm going to measure from my shoulder line to my bust line. It's 10 inches. From my shoulder line to my waistline, we don't need the under bust point, is 16 inches. And then to my full length. So let me check how long I want my bubu to be. I don't want it so short and not so long. Okay, so I'll use 40. 40 is not here. I cannot see it, so I'll not. Okay, so I'm going to mark again 10 inches, 16 for the waistline, 25 for the 25 for the hip line. Here as well I'll mark 25 for the hip line. All right, so I'm not going to wait for so many people. Those who come late will find the live going. I want this recording to be as short as it can be. So now we have, this is our bust line, waist line, hip line. All right, so I'm going to use this to make the front and the back. Okay, I'm going to use this pattern to make both the front and the back. First, we are going to measure our shoulder, divide by 2. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5. Okay, on that 7.5 mark, I'll go down by 1 inch. All right, so I'm going to come again on this point and mark 7.5 and come up by 1 inch. Usually we come up by 2 inches, but since this is a bubu dress, it is supposed to be free enough. Okay, and you can as well use the bust line. You can leave and not come up here and use the bust line, because it's a bubu dress, it is supposed to be free. So we are going to join this line to this line. So I'm going to put in my neckline. I'm going to use a neckline of 3 inches. No, 3 will not be enough. I'll use 4 inches. There is no zip on this. By on the back, I'll use 1 inch, and on the front, I'll use 3 inches. No, I'll use I'm trying to make it let me see, on the back, let me use it's a bubu dress, you can make as low as you want. Okay, let me put the back 6 inches, the back neckline 6 inches, and the front neckline I'll use 1.5 inches. So the back neckline will be longer, the front neckline will be shorter. Okay, I hope you get me. Or vice versa, whatever you want. If you want, make the back neckline longer, shorter, and the front neckline longer. It still works. Okay, so whichever way you want to do it. So for the back, I'll use a V. I'm not even yet decided. Okay, I will come back later to this, to the neckline. How much I'll use and all that. I'll come back and see. Maybe I don't know. Let me use 6 inches. Let me do this neckline. Let me not make that. Okay. So we eliminate this line. Sorry for the confusion. All right. So I'm going to come on my bust and measure my bust, divide by 4 plus 1 inch, which is 10.5. I'm going to come on my waist divide by 2, by 4 rather. My bust divide by 4 plus 1 inch, and then I come to my waist and divide it by 4 plus 1 inch, which is 9.5. 9.5. I'll come again to my hip and measure my hip, divide by 4 plus 1 inch, which is 12.5. So this is the actual measurement. This is my actual measurement. But since it's a bubu dress, wait a minute. Since it's a bubu dress, I'm going to add, I will add 1.5 inch on all the lines. Okay, so I already added sewing allowance, so I'm going to add an extra 1.5 inch. So I'm going to come on my bust line and add 1.5 inch, come on my waistline and add 1.5 inch, come on my hip line and make 1.5 inch. You might as well make it a box. Okay, you can make it a box, can take it from here to here, as long as you have your hip line and your bust line. You can make it straight like this, depending. Bubu dresses don't have so much what is it called, a formula that you must follow this. No, it's sort of a free dress. Yeah, so I just added 1.5 inch on all the lines. You don't have that in bubus. Okay, so now I'm going to make my sleeve. All right, so I can come here from here and measure 1 inch from this point, and measure 1 inch to where you want your sleeve to end. Okay, so you put in a little bit of slope, and then I'm going to come here. This is my chest line, or you can come here on your bust line and make a curve. Make a curve, or you can make the curve from your chest line. So depending on where you want to make the curve from, and you must measure this and make sure that it is up to your bicep measurement, divide by 2. If it's not up to your bicep measurement, divide by 2, come down. Okay, come down and take from any of these points and go down like this. Okay, so depending on what you have here, because I told you a bubu dress is supposed to be free, and how long you want your sleeve to be, you also determine how long you want your sleeve to be. So from my shoulder to my sleeve, it is 8.25 inches, which is okay for me. Okay, for me that is okay. If you want yours longer, you can extend it. So this line, I'm taking it straight down, this line. So I'm going to cut so make your bubu the length you want. If you want it very long, make it very long. If you want it very short, make it very short. And for the sleeve, you can as well make sort of a bell sleeve. You can come here like this, make a curve and widen here like this. Okay, so depending on what you want. As I told you, bubu dresses are bubu dresses. There is no a formula that it should be like this. No, depending on what you want to do is what you do. Okay, so I'm going to use this to cut the front and the back. And then we said we need a collar on this bubu dress, so we shall put it. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this piece of fabric. I'll dye it later. I'll do tie and dye on it. But first I'm going to use it to cut. Wait a minute. So I'm cutting on fold, the front on fold and the back on fold as well. So I told you I need my bubu to be 40 inches long. All right, so I'm going to pin. And if you want to give an air effect in your bubu, you can cut it like this. You can spread it a little bit like this and then cut when it's spread a little bit. It will give an air effect in your bubu dress. So you can just roll like this and cut in that way. So you can pull it a bit like this and cut. It will give an air effect. Okay, so depending on what you want, yeah, depending on what you want. I told you it's your dress. It's you has the freedom to do whatever you want on your dress. So I think I should do that. Yeah, I can put in a little bit of shape here. Okay, let's do that. Let's try it out and see. No, let me leave it as it was. It's okay. Let me leave it original. Let me retain its original shape. So I said I wanted 40 inches. So I'm going to measure from here and measure 40 inches. Wherever it stops, that's where I will stop. Right. So I'll add in 2 inches for hemming. Okay. So these 2 inches are for hemming. So let me take 43. It's okay, I'm using this red chalk. It's not erasable, but I'm going to dye this book. Okay, so the color will still get off, whether it likes or not. If you're not using erasable markers, don't use chalk that on like this white fabric. Don't use chalk, please. Okay, so I'll take this from here to down. All right, so I'm going to cut.
لا تنسى موضوع اللي قلت لك عنه على الواتساب. شو اسمه؟ زين شوفوا رد لقبها بعدين. يلا يا جماعه.
Hi, Babayan. Hi, Babayan. How are you? Babayan. Is that the right name? Did I read it correct? You know, names disturb me a lot. I'm making some places here straight. Yeah. Actually, I'll first sew this dress, then dye it. Probably tomorrow I will dye it. So I'm done with one of the parts. I'm going to cut the second part. Whoosh. Will this be enough, really? Hey. So I'm going to first cut, then I'll see about the what? The what? Remind me. I'll see about the neckline later. Yeah. So I'll first cut, then see what to do with the neckline. going to come up on this side and come up by 1 inch. On the side, I'm going to come up by 1 inch. I usually do this on my dresses. They look better to me. Yeah, it's optional. It's not. It's about what you want as a person. If you don't want it, don't do it. Right. So I'm going to take away this piece. I'm going to notch here. Take off this piece. This will be my, I don't know, back front. Whatever you want to call it. So, how do I do this back? I'm still thinking. Okay, let me go down by 7 inches. Okay, this will be our back. Yeah, this will be our back and this will be our front. So the front neckline will be shorter than the back neckline. Okay, so before that, before anything, I want to identify which is the outside and the inside. Then I'm going to measure the neckline and make a collar. So I'm going to use black stitches, not because I have white, but I'm going to dye this with dark colors. So since I'm going to dye using dark colors, I'm not going to use white. I'll use black. So I'm going to use black. Yeah. So you have to identify the okay. Whoosh. So I'm going to sew the shoulder line. Last time I was here, I had issues with this what? So I didn't correct anything. But let me change this needle, it's small. It is a small size, so let me put something bigger. the issue is not needle. My goodness. The issue might be something else. The issue is something else, I think. The other needle was even better than this. This is worse. Let me try using the real bobbin of the machine and see. Sometimes these bobbins, they don't fit well. They start bringing issues. I'm going to measure around this to see how much I have. I'll start from here. And 7.25. So I'm going to make a collar of 27.25 inches. So measure 27.25 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, which is 28.25. Okay, I'm going to measure 29. Twenty-nine divided by 2 is what? 29 divided by 2 is 14.5. 14.5. Okay. So I'm going to fold I'll fold in half and again fold the second time like this. I'm not going to use a collar stand. Okay. I'm not using a collar stand. So it's falling in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure how I want my collar to be, how wide. So I'm going to take give me a minute, I check here. So I'm going to take 5 inches. No, will I make 5? It will not be enough. So I'm going to take 4.5 inches. That's how wide my collar will be. It will be 4 inches because the 0.5 is going to be for sewing allowance. So I want my collar short in the back, in the front, and white in the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is 4.5 here. So said we are going to measure 28 divided by 2. My color was 27.25. Really? 27.25 plus. Okay. Let me take this. 30. I'll reduce it if it's not 30. All right. Give me a minute. si wale wapo. Oof, sorry, I left. So as I was saying, I'm going to cut 30 inches. No, it has to be more. Yeah, it has to be more than that. So let's measure here. I'm going to use so we measured 28.5, 27.5 plus 1 inch, 28.5. 28.5 divided by 2 is 14.5. So I'm going to mark 14.5. 14.5 is here. Okay, so from here to here is what? 17. So I'll take 16.5. Just you can make it as long as you want. Okay, so me, I'm making this because I like it that way. Okay, so this is going to be my collar. You must make sure down here it is 14.5 and up here it is the length you want. Okay, so now I want to make this part a little bit smaller than this. Okay, so there is no formula to that. I'm not going to use any formula for that. What I will do, I'm going to just make it half of this. So this is what it is. 4.5 divided by 2 is 2.25. So I'll use 3 inches. 3 inches. So I'm going to connect from here to here. Let me use this ruler here. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be our collar. This is going to be our collar, and this is how it is going to sit on the back. So when you measure this again, it is longer. The down part is long. You have to iron it very well. Put interfacing. I'll put interfacing in it to give it structure, and then you sew it. But what I want to bring you to understand is when you carve something, it now the length is tampered with, so it's no longer 20. 8.5. You see now we have 30.25. So it became longer by some inches. So we shall reduce it from here, or we shall use those inches as sewing allowance. So I'm going to stop here today. I'll come back when I've finished to put facing on my collar. I'm going to put interfacing on my collar. Then I'll join it to the neckline and sew the rest of the dress. It is not so difficult, but not today. Okay, so probably tomorrow I'll finish up with this. So thank you for watching, everyone. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yes, and hit the notification bell as well, because when you'll be notified when I put up a new video. So tomorrow I will finish the sewing and then dye the dress. Yeah, I'll finish it and dye it. So I dyed some fabrics today. This is 1 and this is 2. So this is a scarf, and this fabric I'm going to use it to sew a top. So I dyed it. You can see I bought this color. They told me it's green, royal green, but I see as if it's blue. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the problem or the seller is the problem. So tomorrow we shall dye this as well. After sewing everything, we shall dye. Today, let me check my machine what the issue is. I hear it's not sewing properly and it's making sounds. So let me check it. I'm going to leave the live. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot thank you enough. I can't thank you enough for coming and watching these videos every day. You don't get tired of me, people. Every day I come, you watch. So thank you so much. May the good Lord bless you. Yeah, I don't throw away patterns until I've finished to sew the dress completely. So I'll keep this as well. So thank you for watching. I have to leave now. Yeah, have a good night, a good morning, a good day from wherever you're watching from. Bye.